Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, osia dem yopo.
Stupid fool. MPA plus TS down Constituent who insulted him in quotes. We all know the MP known as A plus, don't we? Kwame Asari Obing is his government name. This is the guy, A plus. Everybody knows him to be a man who likes to speak out his views. And he is not your ordinary MP. A plus is a musician. In the days, he released some big hits. And most of the time, he centered around politics and freedom of speech. Even as a musician, he fought against the system, including the Ghana Music Awards and even Foresight Music Awards in the days when he told them point blank, I don't need any award from you. It was quite controversial. Every artist wanted to at least grab an award, but he came out boldly and told Foresight TV, forget about me. I don't need any award from you. You guys are corrupt. I remember that like yesterday. A plus is not new to controversy. A plus is a smart guy. In his own way, he knows how to maneuver his ideas and ways through almost every nook and cranny. This is Kwame Asari Obing. He surprisingly won the seat for Gomwa. Oh, yes. He became the MP. Not many people gave him a dog's chance. But he went in there and he told me in interviews we have had on this show, Black Rasta, I knew I was going to win that seat. My father had done a lot of work in that community, and I was sure I was going to benefit from that. Oh, yes. And when I went, I won, and I'm going to continue winning until the end of time. I asked him why. He said, because I know what exactly my constituents need. Remember, I am a member of that constituency. Remember that I know my people too well. And there is nothing about my people I don't know. All I need to do is to work exactly the way the people want me to. And I will continue being the MP for as long as I want. Wow. Well, it at first sounded arrogant, but after he gave me the explanation, I understood that he was only telling me, I'm going to serve my people to the best of my ability. And my people just want that exactly. But he had a huge concert in his constituency, huge one. In fact, during the Easter, it competed with our usual Easter at Kwewu on the mountains. Now, when you come to Ghana, everyone during the Easter goes to one destination, Kwewu. Everybody goes to the mountains to celebrate Easter. A plus decided that he would divide the attention and share the crowd during the Easter. And he went straight to Gomwa and organized a huge concert during the Easter. And many pundits say that he actually succeeded in diverting the cost of a lot of Easter holidays straight to his constituency. What did A plus want to achieve? He told us a few things that he wanted to achieve. It was on the 2nd of May 2026. Things happened. Oh, yes. My brother, my sister. Oh, yes. Yes, the 2nd to the 5th of April. 2nd to the 5th of April. 4 solid days of entertainment. Easter is normally in April. In May, he had already announced that something big was going to happen. I remember the day clearly. The 2nd of May, he was on TV and also on radio announcing to the whole world that Easter was going to come to Gomwa. He called it the Gomwa Easter Carnival. Hey! All roads led to Gomwa. Many were excited. Taxi drivers were excited. They had made a lot of money. People who sold their wares were so excited that everything was sold out. Hey, there was the candlelight procession. A Plus himself joined all the big artists in Ghana. Oh my God, have mercy. Were so excited that, in fact, a lot of respect had been given to the entertainment industry. And a lot of artists were invited to come and play. Oh Lord, A Plus made it. But after the 4 days of enjoyment, 4 days of excitement, one or two members of the constituency started to tongue lash A Plus. There was a lady who we talked about on this show who said A Plus should have concentrated on the roads, the bad roads of Gomwa, and not be coming there to do concert. In Ghana, when we say concert, in fact, the average Ghanaian sees concert, the word concert, as a joke. Somebody who is not serious. In the local parlance, when you say, oh, wait, or a concert boy, it means it's a joker. See? In the days when musicians were only seen as people who were not serious, that term was coined out of that. But A Plus himself, being a musician, put a lot of energy in this Gomwa Easter Fest. And many artists were there. They performed. And right after that, the tongue lashing came. It started with a lady who made a video and put it out on social media and said, A Plus must be wise. Those were the words she used. And deal with the bad roads and stop the concert. A Plus didn't really respond. But when we called him for a response, he gave us a quick one. He told us why he wanted to divert attention to his constituency for the Easter. He was looking for investors. He was going to build a certain waterfall, artificial one, in Gomwa that will attract the whole world to his constituency. He said when the investors come here, they will build the roads. When the investors come here, hey, a lot of them will be coming for the lithium that we have in Winneba and beyond. A place called Ewoya. My brother, my sister, in the Mankasim area. Oh my God. A Plus had a game plan. But floods all over Ghana. Oh my God. The president was in an helicopter flying all over Accra to see exactly what was happening in the country. The whole of Accra was flooded. Places that have never been flooded, they got flooded. Oh yes, including hills. We lost a lot of lives. We are told about 13 people have died so far. And over 50,000 people have been rescued. There was even a case where a rescuer himself almost got drowned. The president flew all over Accra and beyond. For some time now, Mr. President has been talking about the floods. Demolishing exercises have been going on to rid the waterways of structures and obstructions. Mr. President was all over the place and he told us exactly what he saw. And these floods have made some constituents in the constituency of A Plus, where he's an MP, also start talking about A Plus as if to say he's a concert boy. First and foremost, let's check out Mr. President. Let's hear what he has to tell us in that helicopter ride. And when he arrived, he continued to talk to us about what he saw during the flood. Watch this.
We just finished an aerial tour of Accra to inspect the flooded areas. Unfortunately, the flooding has been very extensive today for several reasons. One, the recorded rainfall today is one of the highest in several years. The Meteo are looking at approximately 140 millimeters that was dumped on Accra. Last year, the maximum rainfall was 56 on a single day. and so the volumes are much higher. And so there are many issues to the flooding in Accra. There's climate. If you look at the rainfall pattern from 2024, 2025, 2026, you see that increasingly every year we're getting more rain in Accra than we used to get. GMETs say that in 2024, for a period of 30 days in June, we had 85 millimeters of rain. And then in 2025, it increased to 172. And then in 2026, for the same 30-day period in June, it increased to 333. And so the waterways are not getting a chance to recover before more rain is dumped. And the wet days are more. Out of 30 days, 22 days, it kept raining. And so there were only 7 dry days or 8 dry days in June. And so that's the climate side. That is an act of God that we can't control. But then there's also the engineering and the man-made causes. That is, like I said before, Accra is built between 2 natural bodies, the Kwapim Mountain Range and the Atlantic Ocean. And before Accra was built, the streams used to flow through this plain to reach the sea. Now, the British brought the capital to Accra, and in those years it was not a problem because Accra was a very small city. But as the population continues to increase and people continue to build, it restricts the path of the streams on their way to the Atlantic. So that's an engineering problem. We need to see how to open the channel so that the water can pass. But then there's also the other aspect, which is attitudinal and human behavior. That is dumping garbage in the drains, putting all kinds of items in the drains after we finish creating waste instead of sending it to the appropriate place. Even in the air, we discovered many illicit dumping sites where the wetlands are. People have gone to create a waste dumping ground, and they charge 20 cedis for the aboboya to come and fill the waste into the wetlands. And when it has filled sufficiently, they sell the land to people to come and build on it. And so we need to, one, look at it from an engineering perspective in terms of how we can open up the channels, but at the same time look at how we can identify all the buildings that are obstructing the waterways. We've said this many times. I'm tired of hearing it. But anytime you begin to take action and you start breaking houses, people think that government is inhumane. But when the problem arises like this flood, it affects everybody. And so all of us have been affected because of the conduct of a few people blocking the channels and preventing the water from passing. And so we'll call a National Security Council meeting. We're asking every district to identify, together with the Works and Housing Ministry, where the blockages in the channels are as they pass through the district assemblies, so that we can earmark those places for removal. We'll not only break the houses, we have to move the rubble out of the way, because there's no use breaking a house and leaving the rubble in the waterway. It's just the same as leaving the house. And so it's going to be quite a major issue in order to resolve the problem of Accra. But ultimately, the other solution will be to decongest Accra. And that's why we're planning that we move some of the city out, that is the major government departments, and then also create a new center of growth so that our people will start building outside Accra in a new city instead of everybody looking for some space in Accra to build. So, but that's a long-term solution. Like I said, it's a 20-year project. They are still working on the designs. Once they do that, we'll demarcate. People can start buying plots. If they like, they can start building houses. We'll do the roads, bring the water and electricity so that it eases the pressure on Accra as a city. But I just want to express my sympathy with people who have lost property. Loss of property has been very extensive, and I want to thank the military, NADMO, the police, and the Hydro, Works and Housing Ministry, and all the emergency response team, 48th Engineers Regiment, for the rescue that they did. I've seen many of the videos where people had to be carried out of their houses. They deployed their boats, and they helped to save quite a lot of lives. NADMO will do what it can to try and identify the victims and see how we can just support them in a way in the next few days. I've asked the Minister of Finance to release some money from the contingency fund so that we can do some post-flood relief for persons who have been affected. And so let me again express my sympathy, but let us change our attitude and let us find a permanent solution to this Accra flooding problem. We shouldn't become like the vulture who, anytime it is raining, he says as soon as it stops raining, he will repair his roof. And then as soon as it stops raining, he says, oh, it has stopped raining, so there's no need to repair the roof. This time should be different.
So this is Mr. President flying around Accra and pinpointing some of our bad attitudes when it comes to disposing refuse, what you call rubbish. Mr. President is telling us this. And when you look at this, this is supposed to be Alajo, right here in the heart of Accra. It looks like a garbage point. Flood waters carrying so much garbage. And when you look at it, it's all plastic and some wood. My brother, my sister, at least some 13 people have died. The figures keep increasing, and a lot of them children. For how long can we continue seeing this? Many are devastated. The president has earmarked so much money as relief efforts. How much money did the president give out? 150 million Ghana cedis as relief efforts for people who have lost so much. And then another 150 million Ghana cedis to be able to fight floods on the way coming. In other words, prevent floods. So the 150 is going to be used to fix temporary drainage systems and waterways. As he said, the long-term effort is supposed to be able to remove some of the offices, government offices in Accra, to some other areas of Ghana, so people can move into those areas and start building. It's a long-term plan, and it says it's supposed to be done over a period of about 20 years. My brother, my sister, this Accra problem of flooding has been something that has been with us for quite some time now. And it looks like, though we have the answers, it is difficult to fix this. Mr. President has been engaged in a lot of demolition exercises around and educating the people on proper attitudes in terms of dealing with rubbish disposal. Well, this has affected a lot of people in Accra and beyond, and even outside Accra. The perennial floods. And then a constituent of the constituency of A+ decided to go on social media, and he spoke his mind about A+. And in this tape, he told A+, I am begging you, there's too much concerts, there's too much entertainment. Concentrate on some of these things that are killing us, the floods, the drainage. But A+ got angry. First and foremost, watch this.
That's why Yan MP, A+. You just there on MP or Goma Central. In the situation you are in a constitution. Your friend, number share, now on your baby phone. Now, entertainment, you know, entertainment, now, so got us all now, also a problem. Into your best there, in turn, opening now, come, no, not offer us in Jimbla. Namina Yasu, Yɛkyerɛ.
This is a constituent of Honorable MP A Plus's constituency in the, in fact, Gomoa area. A Plus didn't take kindly to this. What did he say? He said, I beg you, MP, you have done enough entertainment. We know you are an entertainment person. But it is too much now. Let us deal with the floods. Let's deal with the gutters so that we will not continue suffering. I didn't find a single insult in this, my brother, my sister. But it looked like A Plus found this insulting. And he came down heavily on his constituent. What did he say? Watch this. It's what he put out. Stupid man. You should make your statement. You could make your statement without being stupid. You could seek help without being a fool. It is raining, so I should go to heaven and ask Nebuchadnezzar to stop the rain or what? A woman in Kumasi was cursing the mayor of Kumasi for demolishing buildings in the waterways. If I decide to do same, you the same people would curse my children and I. Now that water has entered your bemi, you are calling onye kesomle. And instead of making sense, you are talking nonsense. Opro. These are very, very serious words. To those who don't understand what bemi is, it is what it is. Onyeke somle. Those who speak Ga will explain to those who don't. I don't speak Ga, but I am told what it's supposed to mean, and I'll keep it until I verify exactly what it is. Opro is an animal. So he came down heavily on his constituent. Many of you Ghanaians have been pampered for far too long. Me, I know they fear you. The water no enter you well. Like I for carry you enter the Yenku forest. I keep telling you guys, I am not your regular MP. I am not one of the MPs you can blackmail with votes. You can reach out to me for help, even though I am not NADMO. But if you want to be stupid, I will insult you, your mother, your father, father. Wasia, come and see my area in Accra. Wow. This was harsh. I didn't find anything insulting about what the gentleman said. He was begging. I think the point that annoyed A Plus was the fact that he said, you have done a lot of entertainment. We know you are an entertainment person, but get more serious and let's deal with these serious issues of flooding. I'm sure A Plus had heard about some of these things concerning his efforts to bring development to the area being undermined and relegating him to only entertainment. But A Plus, having said this, a lot of people on social media reacted. What did they say? A lot of comments. Deborah says, I don't pity his constituents. This is the consequence of their vote. General Buhari says exactly. Astroforcing Kokomu Heinsen says very uncouth MP. General Buhari says, Salifu Amadou says, when you give your votes to a stupid person, this will be the end result. And then Joy is coming, says, has it got into this? Edward Jesse says, you vote for a fool. You get foolishness. F2 Boy says, is A Plus NADMO officer? And then we have Jinyame who says, what is the person doing about the problem? Is the government and the MP who caused the, is it the government and the MP who caused the flood? Don't they have common sense to fix the cause of the flood? A Plus will be a big fool if he listens to this nonsense. Must it be MP and government all the time? And he continues, he has head, legs, and hands. So his brain didn't tell him to gather the young men in his hood to do communal labor, to fix the drainage system in their vicinities. Must it always be government and MP? Michael Aho says, if this is what the man said that amounted to those insults from A+, then I can say that guy is not politically matured to lead a group of people. Whoa! So many comments, a lot of them against the MP's harshness against his own constituent. But A+ didn't end there. He decided to post something again. And this time round, this was what he said. He said, is this entertainment? Come and tell me that enough of the entertainment. I go open my anus, show you, and nothing go change. See, my following is a cult which is gaining serious nationwide momentum lately because of who I am. That's what he said. And then we're going to play you this video. He played a video, posted it, and asked the same constituent, is this what you call entertainment? You come here and tell me I've done enough entertainment. I should get a little bit more serious. Next time you tell me this, I'll open my asshole and show you, and nothing will change. As for me, I have a cult following. Nothing can change the following. I thought that was a bit arrogant. And I thought that was sad. I wouldn't want to see A+ lose his seat. Remember, I told you earlier in that interview, you told me, Black Rasta, I will never lose an election there because I know my people and I'll keep serving them. It didn't look like the person was this harsh. But A+ probably got angry from the other constituents who continued to tag him as an entertainment prefect rather than an MP. What was contained in that video, A+ posted and asked his constituents to check this out and tell him if that was entertainment. Watch this.
Winneba Swedru Coin A+ Adaurma Eguso Onankasa 1,000 Wakofa engineers Wabeye design Wakosti Bibia Odiakoma road minister or say my design my costi road no a boss in the debeye into Ode Fato agenda no so normal starting into Winneba Swedru Coin no say eno evukwanso eba na.
This is A+. I know it can be frustrating. A+ is one of the hardest working MPs I have seen. Oh yes. In fact, A+ before he even became MP was constructing farm roads, what we call feeder roads in his community. In fact, A+ did a lot of work, gave money to farmers in the area. He brought them free Wi-Fi in his constituency and much more. He's not trying to be an ordinary MP. He brought them entertainment there. But it was not for the sake of entertainment just like that. He was trying to woo investors into the area. He told them he wanted to build a whole waterfalls in the area to attract people. A+ thinks positively about this constituency. Sometimes it is annoying when you work so hard for a people and they don't seem to see it. But as a matured politician, the matured politician that A+ and a lot of others are, sometimes it's just a matter of swallowing some of these things and bringing them to speed as to what you are doing. This is President Mahama telling the whole Gomwa and the whole Ghana that he is coming to construct the Winneba Road, all because of A+. How did A+ achieve that? He brought his own engineers. He drew the plan and everything and costed it and took everything to the government for free. This is what I've done. If you find anything cheaper than this, I'm ready to go with that. And Mr. President said, you've made my work easier. I'm going to build this road. But constituents never heard this. Even if they heard it, they closed both ears to that. They are only interested in the negative aspect of the entertainment. This can make an MP angry. If you keep knocking at the door, and nobody seems to be opening, sometimes you get so frustrated you want to break the whole door down. And I think A+ has reached that point where he wants to break down the door. But take it easy, MP. That's why you are called honorable. I know that you are an off-the-hook kind of MP. You are not a regular MP. And I like people who are radical like that. People who can speak pidgin English in Parliament. People who can tell their constituents, me, you can't joke with me with votes. You can't blackmail me with your votes. I am not here to beg you for votes. I am here to tell you what I can do. It behoves you in your own interest to vote for the guy who can do the work. I won't beg you for votes. I won't pay you for votes like your ordinary MPs do. I think if all MPs can do this, we will have a better Ghana. But I think he descended too heavily on this gentleman. Having had the opportunity to listen to him, he wasn't rude to him. Yes, he said the entertainment is too much. But this guy here, did he see the other things A+ did and is still doing? Did he understand why the entertainment program was brought there? Does he know the long term, in fact, the medium to long term effect of this? This is not an ordinary MP. He's an MP with common sense. He's an MP who is not sleeping over his constituency. He's an MP who opens his eyes every time to see what he can do for his people. And if his people are not seeing, it looks like he will go back to the Bible and say, don't cast your pearls before the what? Swine.
PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.